Hello, I'm Dr. Glenn Thompson, Professor Emeritus at Asia Lutheran Seminary. The creed that was adopted by the Council in Nicaea on 19th of June 325 was not the first one proposed to deal with the controversy about Jesus' relationship with the Father. A council held earlier that same year at Antioch had produced a creed and sent copies to many other churches. That creed, however, was judged to be too lengthy. Bishop Eusebius from the city of Caesarea in Palestine presented his own creed earlier at Nicaea, but after discussion it too was rejected, this time for not being clear enough in rejecting the teachings of Arius. So the council then produced a new creed that clearly explained the true teaching about Jesus. However, to make it crystal clear that Arius' teachings were wrong and to be rejected, they added a specific paragraph at the end of the creed, often called the anathemas, the Greek word that means condemnations. That paragraph reads as follows: "The universal and apostolic church condemns those who say about the Son of God that there was a time when he was not, or that he did not exist before he was begotten, or that he came into being from nothing, or those who claim that he is of a different substance or essence, or is a creation, or is changeable, or is alterable." All of these claims made by Arius and his followers. Not only was proper teaching to be accepted, but false teachings were also to be specifically rejected. As we said in an earlier video, unlike the personal confession of faith someone makes when reciting the Apostles' Creed, the Nicene Creed was a confession for the whole church. It spelled out the church's teaching and rejected false teachings. It was to be a public document that showed the unity of the church and that all the church's leaders agreed on its contents. For that reason, the church leaders gathered at Nicaea all put their signatures beneath the creed. In this way, they showed their agreement. Only Arius and a handful of his supporters refused to repent of their false teaching and to sign the creed. The council was forced to strip them of their offices and expel them from the church. The Council of Nicaea did its best to keep the church united in the true teaching of the Bible. In doing so, it became a model for the future. Today, the practice of church leaders gathering to discuss issues is still common, and new statements of faith are still discussed and signed to spell out the true teaching in opposition to new false teachings and new teachers. Out of a respect for the Apostles' and Nicene creeds, we usually don't call these new statements creeds, but the church still tries to speak out clearly to explain proper teaching, and often it will include anathemas or condemnations of false teaching. This is still our duty as proclaimers of the gospel.